And Yahweh set up the adversaries of Retzin against him and stirred up his enemies, the Arameans before and the Philistines behind, and they devour Yisrael with an open mouth. And with all this, his displeasure has not turned back, and his hand is still stretched out. And the people have not turned back to him who strikes them, nor have they sought Yahweh of hosts. When we go through those chastisements, when we experience those sufferings, those persecutions, they are to, like a father disciplining his son. This is literally the words, Hebrews. Check this out. Oh, this is so good. I love Hebrews. We're going to jump to Hebrews 12. Come on. My children and I were reading this a lot. If you got children, Hebrews 12 should be near and dear to your heart. You know what I'm saying? You should. It's one of those verses you're like, we're going to have to talk about this a lot because this is discipline. We too, then, having so great a cloud of witnesses all around us, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily entangles us, and let us run with endurance the race set before us, looking to the Prince and Perfecter of our belief, Yeshua, who for the joy that was set before him endured the stake, having despised the shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of Elohim. For consider him who endured such opposition from sinners against himself, lest you become weary and faint in your lives, yet have not resisted unto blood, striving against sin. And you have forgotten the appeal which speaks to you as sons. My son, do not despise the discipline of Yahuwah, nor faint when you are reproved by him. For whom Yahuwah loves, he disciplines, and flogs every son whom he receives. If you endure discipline, Elohim is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom a father does not discipline? But if you are without discipline, of which all became sharers, then you are illegitimate and not sons. Moreover, we indeed had fathers of our flesh disciplining us, and we paid them respect. Shall we not much rather be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they indeed disciplined us for a few days as seemed best to them. Some of us for a lot longer, right? You know what I'm saying? Some of us required continual discipline, lots of pruning. But afterward, it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness. Oh, let me back up. For they indeed disciplined us for a few days as seemed best to them. But he does it for our profit, so that we might share his apartness. And indeed, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but grievous. But afterward, it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. So strengthen the hands which hang down and the weak knees. Make straight paths for your feet, lest the lame be turned aside, but instead be healed. Pursue peace with all, and pursue apartness with which no one shall see the master. See to it that no one falls short of the favor of Elohim, that no root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, by which many become defiled,